So
Boy.
I forgot there are certain things on here that are not on here. But NT who, NT ways, NT words. What is up, beautiful people of the podcasting world? This is Unpaid Invoices. I am your hostess with the mostest here, Webster.
And it's your girl, Denise Shade.
And this is Unpaid Invoices. It's a safe space for all of the kiddies who like the things. If you liked art as a child and you were like, oh my God, I want to do this forever, this is the podcast for you, okay? We're here to talk business, boundaries, and everything in between. We like to do the things. This is Unpaid Invoices. Welcome back, folks. As you heard, we were yapping it up about life, things that were going on. But I'm going to ask my friend anyway, what's going on, friend? What's going on? Oh, no, I lied. It's the end of the week. Oh, my God. It's today.
Right. One more day for me.
The realization.
Right. It's been pretty good. I mean, we just attended a Ken the Man concert, so, you know, pretty decent weekend. Then we have Zach Fox this weekend. So, yes. I mean, I'm pretty straight. I'm in good spirits. I'm flowing. I'm inspired. I'm working. I literally am in the process of restructuring my website because I realized it's a little bit dated, and now I'm a UX girly. I can plan this whole thing out, possibly do something with that, you know, repurposing and things. But busy, bro.
I feel that. I'm trying to repurpose content right now so I can really start this YouTube journeys. Get that going, doing the things.
What is like an additional thing?
Oh God, yeah, I know. It's like long form is, I think, more intimidating because the editing process of it. It's easier and like I don't feel constrained.
Yeah, that's what I mean by like easier. Like
yeah, like I don't feel constrained by the 90 seconds or the 30 seconds of it all. But I definitely feel like their landscape is changing as well. But I feel like they still have a chokehold on long form content and it being a place to be. So I'm definitely still trying to get over there and find my feedings. But yeah, let's get into it, friend. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, hey girl, hey. We're gonna get into our tabs, right? We like to open up some tabs. I don't know about you guys, but I genuinely have a bajillion tabs open. I'm looking at my Chrome right now. It's a lot of tabs open. And we're gonna open up one of these little tabs here today. I guess we can start with we were talking about earlier, kind of off cam or whatever, but I saw things on the interwebs and it disturbed me. Y'all are playing in people's eyeballs. And y'all are playing in people's eyeballs as last text, right? And when y'all start to do that and then say it's a business and this is going to be like the thing that's going to get you out the hood or whatever, I love that. Y'all are very entrepreneurial, okay? Motivators, go-getters, doing all the things. Here's the problem. You're playing in people's eyeballs. And I don't see no sanitization. And you're also in your car. So, starting there, I saw it. I was like, oh, Hustler, first video that ever popped up on my For You page on Instagram. I was like, this is dope. Like, I respect the hustle. We all got to start somewhere. Like, we all kind of have to do things that we don't want to do or that are not ideal for a certain time. And I think we talk about it on the pod all the time. Like, you got to get it out of the mud if it's something you really love, whether it's creative or not. But like, this is like running a business. She's promoting her business on social media. And I feel like if you're promoting your business on social media, if people are in the comments asking basic hygiene questions, if you will, you know, and you say, you know what, you make a video, I just want all the people to know I'm deleting it. It's blocked. It's negative energy. I want y'all to start realizing that there are things, bro, she said it. She said negative energy, it is people being haters. And I'm just like, I need y'all to stop changing words and meanings. So that's not hate, like asking basic hygiene questions. You're playing in people's eyeballs. It's going to take one person to be blinded. One person to have something come up and your car, everything is gone. It's kind of not that serious, but it is that serious once y'all start doing stuff like this, especially like promoting on social media, like you're opening your audience up.
Oh yeah.
And I just you have to understand that yes, you are susceptible to critique, right? When you start posting stuff on social media. But sometimes the critique is like like not even basic knowledge, but sometimes the critique is coming from like, this is normal standard practice in this space, right? When you go to the doctor, they make sure, or even when you go to the hospital, right, they give you a little band and they make sure every time they take blood or specimen or anything like that, they say first and last name and your last four or something of that nature, right? Because that's basic standard for this industry. Basic standard for doing
I
eyelashes
mean,
is cleaning tools. Not saying you don't, not saying we haven't, but you're kind of setting us in the space that you aren't. When people are asking and you're deleting the comments and you're like, y'all just hating on my business, so I'm blocking because I don't want to be bothered with y'all's questions. That's a wild. I just thought that was pretty wild. What were your thoughts on it, friend?
honestly, I've been doing this thing where I really don't think too much on nonsense. Like I'm literally actively like nonsense, period. Like it stops after that. Like I don't
She's like, oh, this is
like
nonsense. I take out.
like in a way, I mean I can respect the idea that they had. I honestly can see that kind of being a thing, but I do think they're going about it wrong. And I do think it's risky as far as like a health thing.
And she's going state to state. I will add that as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it could, but it's something in it. It's something there. She's not getting to it. Like I can see
Correct.
where she's going.
Correct. But
And could
that's the thing,
really do
though.
with it. But it's like
She said she
if
didn't
you're
want to
not,
go.
yeah, if you're not susceptible to critique, though, again, I'm saying like, and now I'm just kind of learning like, do we really gotta waste our breath on this type of like, not really. Obviously, if you don't want to grow, then hey, that's clearly she's not trying to. She got
Yeah,
it,
she said she liked
y'all.
doing lashes in her car.
Yeah, I mean, she got it. She got it,
She said she liked doing lashes in her car.
and she'll
Mm.
probably get something else at some point too if she doesn't take the extra,
You could be a mobile
things.
lash. I think like you said, the idea is good. Like you can get you like they have mobile groomers, right? Like they have
That's what
mobile
I'm saying. Yeah,
things, but you still want, like, I get it, maybe keeping costs low. You don't want to, be in a suite, pay booth rent. But some of that stuff it is a part of business, right? Like running a business. Like if I think we talked about it last week about with the Hanifa thing, right? Like there comes a point where certain systems and things have to be in place, not only for the safety of yourself, but also just for customer experience. And overall, like I get it. The customers say they don't mind getting in your car and getting their lashes done, but it's like, don't you want to provide a better experience after a point? Like, don't you want to
or yeah, I
curate
mean,
something different? I don't know. Like, I imagine, yes, you can still be mobile, right? Or the premise of like, you don't want to have a booth or maybe paying unnecessary rents, but you could get like a Sprinter van and maybe deck it out. Or, like I'm just like spitballing ideas, but I just feel like there's a way to do this that's a little bit more elevated than where we're at right now. But yeah, you're right. If you don't want to, if you can bring a horse to water, but you can't drink it, so you can't make it drink. So
right. I mean, and this one, like,
it's
it's the end, you know.
package it all up and put it in a bow
Like,
and say good night.
like it's gonna do the things.
Would you do that? Would you get your lashes done in a car? Like if
Not
you're
in hers, no. But would I get it done in like a mobile lash? Like hell yeah. I've seen how they can set it up.
correct.
So like if I'm thinking how I'm thinking in my head, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Especially if you can come to me wherever I'm at. Yeah.
correct. Right, because that's what she's doing too. She's going to like a lot of people who are like, obviously, like I said, there's a niche here, right? There's a very firm niche and a demand that you're meeting, right? They always say that in businesses, find something that there's a lack in and provide the
And
service,
yeah, and
right?
provide that thing. Yeah.
And I think she's done that. But I would like to see people, especially our people, like Black people as a whole. I really get frustrated sometimes when people do these things and they even are onto something, but their lack or willingness to educate themselves on certain things of like how to run a business or how to be better once they have found like just, I don't know, say trivial, but you've already found some version of success just off of the idea, off of like what you're doing, the service, the goods, whatever. Now let's take it a step further. And so again, if you're listening to this podcast and you own a business, do better. That's all. That's it. Moving on. Recession indicators are about us, are afoot. The Pussycat Dolls are going on tour.
You said what? Say that again.
The Pussycat Dolls.
Oh, are coming back. I have seen that, and I'm like, recession indicator.
That's what I said. The recession indicators are afoot. They are amongst us, Brett. The recession indicators are crazy.
Who else? They're not the only ones. Somebody else just said they're
B5
actually
is coming back. You saw that?
Who?
B5?
Oh no! Wow.
Yes, they've had a video on the radar, I think it was, and they were singing the song, and somebody had like obviously like clipped it or whatever, and had like the original music video up at the top. I was like, wow, we really were like the last gen that had like, I want to say wholesome or a demographic, a music demographic for us, like that was tailored for us. I think we were the last gen, sort of.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it depends on how accurate we want to use that gen thing, but yeah. I don't even know how you've seen that. I've not seen that.
Have you not? Oh, I have to send it to you, girl, because they sound just like how they used to. Dancing and everything. Like they was doing the moves. Yeah. I was here for it. I was very here for it. A lot of people were asking why they weren't
somebody else. B2K is back in the studio?
Yes, they're on the Millennium Tour, which is what people were saying that they want a B5 on the Millennium Tour too.
Okay.
Right. At this point, everybody who was a past act is going to be on the Millennium Tour.
Miley Cyrus is doing, the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary type of.
And so, opening up another tab real quick, I saw a lot of discourse on that actually, and I wanted to talk to you about it because I was a big Disney kid growing up, and yes, we all can say that Miley and Hannah Montana was that girl on the series, excuse me, on the show, on the network. There we go, on the network. But a lot of people were like, why come Raven hasn't got one? She is the pillar of Disney. And it made me think, I was like, yeah, why come there isn't like a 20th anniversary? But then I thought about it. I said, oh, yeah, no, that's.
Yeah, I mean, and I think we touched on this like a couple pods ago. Like we know why. But ultimately, I think the timing right now, as far as you saying like the recession indicators, is kind of like it's a lot of people playing off of nostalgia right now. Like it's like
sells. Nostalgia is selling right now, and not even
heavy.
Like on the IP side and everything.
To the point of even like this is open up a different tab. Actually,
we're vibing. We're thriving.
It's piggybacking off because I'm saying like how people are playing off nostalgia. I'm gonna go take it even further and say that some people are like biting other stuff. Like yes. So then I'm gonna set it up for Miss Trim.
I had a feeling he was gonna say so.
She has been kind of in the chats here lately that I've been seeing. Like I think I forgot her. What was the song that got her on?
I want to talk on a flow.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that song. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, she has something, but she's definitely now leaning more into
like all the way in Miss Onika's nachos now. It's like, oh, I didn't know this is where you were gonna go with it. And then somebody else actually pulled up like she didn't used to rap like that, which I'm like, like people but experience with flows, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta find your pocket. And if she found it and it was just similar, as far as like what we've seen or when she first dropped that song, like, okay, cool. Yeah. But right now, bro, she just popped. Man, no, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm starting.
I saw the clip and it was giving the pop record she just dropped or whatever.
Yeah, it's giving
early Nicki. Yeah,
that album, that whole EDM, that ring the alarm.
Oh yeah, that version of Nicki. That's what I'm saying, bro. She really tarnished her legacy. It's in flames. Like niggas have to now look.
No bueno. I can't even. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like, to kind of like expand on that, I'm very tired of just, at least with the music specifically, like why do we keep just outright biting off people? Like what is this? Like we're at a point to where a lot of y'all can get in different bags.
I'm reminded though of that conversation that we had a long time ago just about like being creatives and stuff, about like how there's a sphere or a pool of creativeness in the universe, so to speak, and that we all have access to that pool. And so the like I guess the claim of when someone else got to it first, and like whether or not that thing is now theirs to claim and hold on. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I start to tend on it a little bit, but I do feel like she is leaning. Like, I think we don't have a choice but to compare her to Nicki, because Nicki is the solely only person who has did what she did, like moved in that space, right?
I mean, yes,
we haven't seen anybody.
No, because I feel like it's one thing to kind of be like Trim is not a case of like Meg, right? Meg gets clowned for having quote unquote the same flow or whatever, or she be biting like the people that, you know, came up in Houston for real. But ultimately it's like how you're saying, yeah, it can kind of be a thing of like kind of like the gen or a theme of like an era of hip hop or rap or whatever, but it's a whole different thing when you like actually like mimicking like mannerisms.
You feel like she's physically like she's like on
bro,
par.
she is getting. I think she's
bar for
playing.
bar.
I don't know what her reason is, but I did think she's playing off of it at this point. I do think.
I mean,
even
I
if
can't
it's
be
not,
mad at it though. Like in this season or right now, and where our personal opinions are, like the society's personal opinions are right now for Nicki, is kind of like a ride the wave,
no, I
girl, ride the
definitely.
wave. And I think the industry is looking for another one too.
And that's literally what I was gonna say. I think she is playing.
Which at that
It's
point,
not a
yeah,
thing of
shawty,
like
I was
whether I agree
smart.
with her or not necessarily, I guess at this point, because I feel like Trim is like, whether she sound, when she first dropped that first track, like I heard a little bit of Nicki influence, right? But
For sure.
influence in like straight out like, oh, this sound like a Nicki record is two different things, right? I feel like it was Nicki influence. I feel like since people have been talking kind of like, yeah, I think she's leaning into it. Like, and whatever the reason is, whether it's actually her biting or actually trying to take her spot, actually just want to get started, building a following, rage baiting, whatever the reason is, I don't know. But it's to me becoming like, as time goes, it's like you're sounding more like her, genuinely. And I don't know if that's intentional or not, like I'm saying, but or yeah. I don't know. It's just one of them things now where I feel like you can't deny it.
Do you
Listening to
think
the
people
track
are
that she
always going
just
to be
dropped, bro?
comparing like anyone who's animated or anyone who does any of those tendencies or character traits when it comes to that automatically a comparison to her, and like
No,
you
I'm
can't take
talking
it out
about
of the
sonically,
canon?
bro. I'm
No,
talking about
but that's what I'm saying. Sonically, everything, mannerisms, everything, because we've seen someone who has been animated music, like, you know what I'm saying, like play around in the pop rap space, right? The only person who has done it in that way is X. And so if that's the only one we've ever seen do it to that level or get to that level, are we always going to hold her up to her? Or can we maybe find the nuance in that, is what I guess I'm asking.
I think we definitely found nuance in it. I just also think like multiple truths could be true at this moment. I feel like everything is kind of playing a part. I mean, we just acknowledge that the industry is kind of looking for another one, and that's true. I do think that's true.
For sure.
We have so many rapper girls that came out, or rapper, that have been really like paving it and hitting the ground running when it comes like to music, but they all kind of have a specific sound. Yeah,
correct.
Sound, and we don't have that necessarily. And then on top of that, because she was kind of being perceived as one of the GOATs or greatest, like, yeah, for this fall off, I do think, and for you now to like, now she's ostracized, like she really can't be aligned with most of her demographic damn near, like, I don't even know, or your audience, like, yeah, I could see, I agree, the industry won't kind of like someone in that realm. I think the closest that we got, Slight, maybe if she would have stayed only in rap, but she was never gonna do that. And I feel like, I mean, we could argue Nicki probably picked, she went in and out the other one, right? As far as like pop and stuff. But what is Doja, bro? If we being
I was
honest,
literally
that's if we being straight honest, talking about rappers, talking about kind of like that
because remember
level of
that was the whole
influence.
reason she dropped that the tape at one point, the Scarlet, because it was like people was talking about her rapping.
Yeah,
like,
she's not a rapper and all that. And I'm like, y'all have not been with Doja for y'all to be saying that. Y'all gotta be new. Because she's been in her career. She literally went on a show where they I forgot what show that is, where they get in a car and they do the karaoke or whatever. But she I think she did a freestyle or something. But I'm like, yeah, y'all don't really, and she produced her stuff. Like we've seen her create sounds and beats, and so it's just like, if we're being honest, could we argue that some folks probably gonna come at me for this, but is Doja like better, arguably, at this point? Then yeah.
Okay, well, let's sit with that for a second, because
that slides into another tab. Because it's like,
sit that way. Do I think I would say maybe she's I would wager to say that I think Doja is a more refined version of Nicki and probably had more space to do some other things. Because if we remember correctly, like when Nicki was trying to get into the pop side of things, it was always like there was pushback at a certain point before it just became the norm in the early 2000s. So
I can see that.
I'm thinking the reason we get Dojas and the reason we get trims are because of Nicki, but I don't feel like it's fair to say, like, remember when people kept doing that to her, like with Little Kim thing?
Yeah, that's where I figured you was gonna go. And I mean, I can understand that from that optic,
Like
but
I think
also
one
like,
can be with that, like you
but
said
I
earlier,
will
two
say,
truths.
but
I
I
guess.
beg another question then. Is it bad? Is it bad though to if we are to evolve, right? And we talk about
Right.
evolution of like
Sound and
creativity and just industries and there is always going to be a point where you are so much of the founder that it is going to get to a place where like you probably won't have a escape or a handle in it, but that's also obviously due to you. But is that is that inherently bad though, even if she was, right? I don't know. Like, is it bad that she might be better than Lil Kim, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
New
I don't
girls
think.
are better
Yeah,
than such
I'm
and
with you
such.
on that
Like,
one. I think I'm with you on that. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing that people can evolve or become better, but I do think.
I think if the current folks respected,
Yes.
I was. It's kind of twofold. I guess I
Yeah.
feel like if there's respect shown and there's like a good kind of synergy between like the old heads versus the new, like they would be championing, like, like
Right. Because
you're
we've
further
all
than me.
wanted
Yes, you are
that.
better than me. Da da da. But if the younger are not trying to even acknowledge them at all, and then also be disrespectful, I mean, I think, and that just made me think of the little Yachty conversation,
But then
like where
think
he was
about
on.
where the disrespect though comes from though. Like the disrespect, I think, if you like are like if people are constantly comparing you to X and you're in the making a name for yourself era of your career right now, I could see why at a point you kind of are like, I don't have to give them no more respect. Like I think that's what happened with Meg. Meg was like, I've already like I don't like
No, yeah, that's what
we don't have
yeah.
to bow down to her, but yes, I am regarding her and all of the things that she's done up until this point. But I need society, I need y'all to quit trying to put us in a box together and say duke it out. Like I think there has to be that, and I think that's why we start to see the disrespect from the younger gens because it's like I can't be me without escaping you, and to some measure, yes, you cannot. They came before you, and so thus they probably played an influence on you even being in the space. So yeah, I don't know. That's yeah, I
I
don't
just
know.
feel like, bro, and that's why I'm like, I don't know. And yeah, I agree to that as well. I mean, it's a very layered
Yeah, because I
and
could really see
nuanced.
why, like, as a young person. But I'll go back to your original question of do I think Doja is better than Nicki? And I'm gonna
As an artist,
say,
bro.
as an artist, yes. I feel like for me, she satisfies a lot of the things that I like out of my artist. To me, she has like a Prince mentality when it comes to her work. And I respect that, right? You got a mama mentality, babe, when it comes to your music. You don't hold yourself back when it comes to your creativity. Like Moo, Nick, what? And then that being the song that takes you to stardom. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I think her
Because she had so
ability
many
to
tracks
be
before that was
so
like
many whole
like
albums,
so
whole
how
album.
I think may have gotten some buzz. I think so
She
how's
had like I
her
think
buzz, yeah.
like early fame. Like I think she had already done like she was on the Geniuses before, and she was doing the fan thing, the SoundCloud wave. Like she already had like
Yeah, she definitely
background
was like known
fame.
on SoundCloud. That's why I'm like, bro, y'all are talking about
But yeah,
she didn't rap. Like, girl, what? I've always known her to rap. She just
I
started
did
doing this shit. So,
correct
you know what I'm saying? In my
because she has
head.
the money,
And
she has
if
the space and the time probably to do it.
bro, and if you go all the way back, she used to sing and rap in some of her
Correct.
stuff. So it's like, I don't know what y'all are talking
Listen, man, she had a whole song with oh my gosh, his name just escaped me, but it's a Caribbean artist, and she, I ain't giving boy, what?
Oh, I think I know what song you're talking about. Yes. Yeah, that was a good, that's what I'm saying. That
That
album was
album,
already,
whoa,
it
yeah.
had got her bubbled. Like
Listen, if
she,
you weren't
that's
there
when I
with
think she
Doja when
was,
she had bad weeks,
bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's
y'all
what, at
weren't
that point when
there.
she was riding around doing that freestyle and all that, that was during that era. That's why I'm like, that really, I don't know. But ultimately I would agree with you. I'm not gonna lie. I think she is. That's not a diss
It's not, and I think
to
that's
her,
where
but
as a
it's just like I
society we
just think she
gotta.
is. Like
But I think it's the
she's
fans' problem. Like they take comments like that, right, where you're being objective, and will then say, "Well, you think that this person," and it's like, no, there's nuance, and this is what we're saying, people. Like, I think Trim, and truthfully, I'm not. I'm honestly, I'm not even mad at it if I'm being real with you. Get bitch out of here. Let her be at the
oh,
fucking Kirk
I'm crying.
convention.
You said go ahead and replace her. We need
Yeah,
her.
go ahead
I
and
mean,
do a change swap, right? Delete,
because I mean,
control,
there's a
do what we
sound that
can.
people are craving. We did expect. I mean, we've
And
seen
Ice Spice
Beyonce
did not
still
give it to us. I think she's tarnished by her association even to that woman. So to an
Ice Spice.
extent, yeah, to an extent, I do feel like
She don't even.
she need to distance herself from that lady.
But even then, Spice was not gonna ever do it because she don't have that same flow, and she's not a lyricist. Like there's some
Correct.
bars with Nicki that I'd be like, bro, like you really ruined. Yeah, you really ruined your legacy, bro. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
like
man.
you
Like your
used to eat the
wordplay is
girlies
crazy.
up. You really used to eat the girlies up, and it
But
was
yeah, I mean,
unfortunate.
you can hey, you can only go so far. You can only go so far. I mean, and now we're here. So I
And
get
we
that's why I
are.
said when I seen Trim doing it, I was like, oh, I think she's playing into this now, especially with this new track. I'm not saying that she probably not interested in pop, but I definitely think I'm like, this sound like this was on that whole album of hers. She dropped that EDM track, that whole what was that?
Oh, I was about to say I can't think of the name.
Let me see. Some people gonna be
Say,
like, you
let's
don't remember?
play a little
Like,
game.
excuse me, Pink Friday,
Yes, there we
Roman
go. Yeah,
Reloaded. That's
yeah.
that one. Because I mean, she's only had
4 albums maybe. But
yeah,
that's
and
what
they
I'm
all
saying. They all
basically Pink
classics.
Friday,
They're
right?
classics. Then you do Pink Friday too. You know what I mean? So
Pink Print. Then we got Queen, but at that point it was like, all right. But you started to see a couple of things at that point with the
correct. Around
Queen
that
album.
time
Yeah,
was
folks
when she
was
started spazzing
you
out
was
on the
still
radio, on her
right.
Queen radio and shit. Like it was. Yeah, we always had a headline. Nicki Minaj said what on Queen radio, and then too like when y'all start doing drugs and stuff like in satisfying your flesh, you are perceptible to a lot of different things,
So
babes.
much.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
she was satisfying her flesh and nose, so she is now where
I
she
just
is
don't.
at.
Unfortunately, you guys like
It sucks because
just
I
because
feel
you're
like
an
I
artist
wouldn't
doesn't
say I
mean
was
you're
a
a good
fan,
person.
but well, I would wager I was a fan. I was a fan of her art, and I think like I always kept up with it in that regard. When she dropped something, but now it's like you've
Man, I had to block.
boy.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what is
She would get
happening?
on that app and say whatever, like beep bop boop bop beep bop ba ba like it'd be like
Like,
somebody get
please.
Tyrone's
Like people
phone, like
retweeting, and I'm like, okay. Like
because then
this
you got to really
doesn't.
go look and see is that really her? Like is this really like it was
Yeah.
that type of shit? So yeah, I
Like,
hope
okay.
I don't know. Do you think she can have a comeback before we wrap this all
No.
up? Do you think she wants to come
No.
back in that regard?
I think that she needs to go to that lady. And I think that whole family needs to go to that lady.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
honestly,
right.
give it to God at this point. I think it's just so
Prayers
much
to Papa
negative.
Bear.
Bro,
Prayer.
it's so much. And then like that just made me think of what Cardi was saying during that time they was beefing about how like he's like, man,
Delayed, possibly
yeah,
educationally.
I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, man, like, come on. But honestly, this is a not to do this, but y'all just cannot think you doing bad or treating people bad does not kind of like even itself out, is all I'm gonna say. Cause like I said, it's
Mm.
too much checkeredness, like the bro, everybody's story over there just is giving trauma.
Shaky. Oh yeah,
And
from the mama to the daughter, yeah, everybody kind of,
yes, and I'm
yeah.
like, when you really get to like understand it, and then you see how she moved, and then you see how maybe, you know what I'm saying, and then they saying that she actually had an illness, da da da. And you see like kind of like little maybe even it's so interesting because I mean we kind of seen it with Ye, like, right, there's moments where unbeknownst to us it's an episode happening right now. He's having
Right.
you know what I'm saying, or he's in an episode right now, and we do not know that, like, but it's a quirky moment, it's a cultural moment at the time, right? It's a, oh crazy, he went up and did that to Taylor Swift, da, da, da. Like, you know what I'm saying, certain stuff is like, bro, it's because he got that, you know, one of them
He's
orders.
having an episode.
He got
But
one of them
that,
orders, bro. And so
and
with
then
her,
we get
it's
into like
like
mental health of it all. It's like, where does my grace extend, and where do I cut it off? I think for me,
I just
you ruined your entire demographic of your entire audience by doing what you just here recently did. So I
I
don't think
mean,
she can come back from that.
you don't think?
No. I think her alignment with them
Like so
people.
outwardly? Yeah, it has
Yeah,
been
and then you went and did an interview with that dead man's wife for no reason. Like you unprovoked. However, I understand, when sinking ships go down, a lot of people want to jump on the first raft, not knowing that the raft got holes in the bottom and it's really, really silently, but you think that boat is holding up. And yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing right now. So we'll see where this all shakes out here in the next couple of years. Obviously, once that man is out of office, here's hoping. So yeah,
here's hoping.
we're gonna hope that man get out of office one way or the other. So, but tying this up, super quick one. Buffalo Wild Wings. Moving on to nonsense. Buffalo Wild Wings espresso protein latte. Would you drink an espresso protein latte from Buffalo Wild Wings? I'm just curious, friend. Yeah, I don't even go to. First of all, let's be honest. Listen, let me peel this back real quick. This is just me being real. Who the hell is eating Buffalo Wild on the regular? That's not my first wing option, right? When I'm thinking I could go for some wings, and this might be a Wingstop house. This might be a Wingstop household over here,
Oh my
unpaid.
gosh.
Just in case they ever want to give us that sponsorship. But I'm just saying, who was in the meeting and was like, I've heard this espresso martini thing is getting the people crazy. Some boomer walked in office and said, "I have it. This is gonna change the books. Get the accountants. The
Hold up.
accountants are about to lose their goddamn
Is it
mind."
an espresso martini or is it a
It
latte?
is. It is a. You remember? So you know how at Dutch Bros and at Starbucks here recently, everybody's doing this protein thing.
That's what I'm like. Yeah, it's
It's
one
been
of
the
them
new
type of
craze. I think
situations,
it's
right?
it's 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 the organic craze all over again, but with protein. So they
Yeah, right. I've been seeing it. It's annoying.
yeah, they basically just said espresso martini because I'm pretty sure they have espresso martinis. Like they have a bar at Buffalo Wild Wings.
But they added protein powder. Protein. What is? I don't.
I don't think I want to go to Buffalo Wild Wings for my protein. Like in that regard, like
I
in that
usually never
way.
go.
I don't
One.
like. That's what I'm saying. Who actually goes to Buffalo Wild Wings? It's not a. It's
I'm
not my
not gonna
first
go.
choice.
I love their fries when I did go because I used to be. It's a location thing for me. I ain't even gonna hold you this cap because this one like within like 10 minutes of me, and
I was
I
literally
don't
about to say. I was thinking of the drive to your house. I was like, that is
literally,
one
yeah.
right there.
And I don't even be going to that. I be going to Cajun Corner. But when I did used to crave it because I do here and there, like when I was pescatarian real bad like hard.
Hmm.
I was eating those Southwestern like bean burgers, and that I'm not gonna lie, I vouch for that every time, every day.
I
That
mean,
is like
hey, I
that is
guess
their
like.
best thing. I feel like on the menu, everybody's gonna be like, "What the hell?" No, I'm
I
saying,
lied. I lied. I fucking lied. Fucking lied. Do you know this gets even worse? This is actually more of a scary movie. It's a wing flavor.
what do you mean? What? What are you talking about? What do you mean it's a wing flavor? That espresso bullcrap that you just talked about? Are you serious? What are you talking about, bro? Tell me the information. Like I'm tweaking over here. That don't even make sense. I'm
It's
trying to think of it.
it's wing. It is. So I guess just in time for National Espresso Martini Day, which is on the 15th, Buffalo Wild Wings released a wing flavored espresso protini. The cocktail is infused with buffalo dry rub and jam packed with 10 grams of protein. Okay, no, we peeled it back. It is still a drink. This is getting shakier and shakier. Buffalo,
I'm
what I'm listen. No one
I'm
asked for this.
confused.
No one asked
My
for
brain
any
has been trying to
iteration.
visually, literally, like create the thing. So as you've been talking, just imagine someone drawing, and then like you mess up, and then I'm erasing what I just drew, and then you like I can't even finish the image. I don't know what y'all on, but I don't even care no more.
So the article of USA Today does touch on like what we were talking about. Like it's the protein hype, right? Starbucks, Chipotle just apparently debuted a 4-ounce cup of meat. Tropical Smoothie launched new drinks with 39 grams of protein. Like so every business right now is just trying to get in on
Yeah, it's a
this
fad. I get it.
thing.
Capitalist.
But someone said, what is the article said, like, what's in a Buffalo Wild Wings espresso protini? The espresso protini is made with classic espresso martini ingredients plus muscle milk protein powder. The cocktail is infused with buffalo dry rim. I'm literally looking at this. It is a seasoning dry rim, bro.
Bro.
Which is served around the drink. Pack it up. I don't want to see it by tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna say on that. I don't want to see this shit after this next week. Like, if anybody purchases this, you are abusing the intestines that God gave you, and that's not right.
Bro. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I can't get behind that. But that's what I'm saying. I'm just gonna focus on the Southwest.
I don't know if I would have preferred a wing flavor over the drink. Like, I'm kind of like I would have preferred a wing flavor versus a drink that got dry rub seasoning on shit. Like,
none of that. That sound like you.
I mean, I don't either, but like, if I'm taking the worst
y'all's
of two
butts is
evils,
about to be talking to y'all in y'all sleep. Like, what do you mean? And all of this sounds crazy. And then it's like with protein, everything it makes you go. It literally makes you go to the bathroom. So yeah, y'all's ass is about to be whispering to the sheets when y'all are asleep, bro.
please.
I'm cool. I'm cool.
There's yeah, Buffalo. How did marketing pitch this? Like what the office was like. Cause everybody at the Buffalo Wild Wing headquarters office was like, bitch, you heard about this damn drink we about to launch. Like
just immediately.
Like was probably in the break room or they went to lunch at the local cafe up the street and was like, bitch, now what the fuck
This
is
was
we
the
doing?
intern's idea, bro. Somebody was like, I got it. Yeah, anyway.
We need protein some way to our menu. Let's do it through an espresso martini because National Espresso Martini Day is on its way.
With a lemon pepper rim. Like, get the hell out of here, bro. I don't get it. I don't care. Y'all got it.
Yeah, but y'all have it on that one for me, friend. That my stomach is twisting just thinking about it.
Gagging immediately.
Boy, gagging on some more crazy news and just more informational business tips for you folks. Jo Malone has been sued. Oh, I updated the notes, by the way. Jo Malone has been sued by the good people over at Estee Lauder. Essentially, I don't know if you knew, but Jo Malone, she was
just seen them get a lawsuit or something, and then, yeah.
Oh, Jo Malone?
Have time. I just seen getting sued or something in case or something, and then I just didn't
know what the context was.
Look into it. Yeah, I just didn't have time to look into it. I would just seen it because someone was making a critique on what I guess the headline said specifically. But yeah, continue.
Well, at least in this case, Jo Malone, who's 62, sold her perfume brand to the U.S. beauty group about 1999. They also own Clinique, MAC Cosmetics, La Mer, Bobbi Brown, some more other notable brands is who they own. Kind of like a LVMH of the beauty industry, essentially. Estee Lauder does, because Lauder's parent company, I believe, is a part of LVMH. But essentially, someone brought it up and was like, when have you guys learned? So I thought it was funny that Bobbi Brown was mentioned in this case. But essentially, they were talking about, like, when did the girlies learn? They trademarked her name and did a 25-year non-compete. And so they were saying, like, you guys have to stop naming companies after yourself, especially if you plan to sell and go public. And I feel like that is a great point that I think a lot of people don't think about. And I know we talk about it all the time when it comes to, like, branding and things that you name your business. Taking that extra time to really like just think on it, even if you're like, this is probably not going to be like my forever thing, right? If you just plan to do it for whatever, or a project, even a school assignment, like take the thought into how some things go, because if you trademark your name, and I know we talked about trademarks like with the tenderism stuff, like you trademark your name and then you eventually sell, your name is your name. Like that's literally the most powerful thing
right
you can now do, and is now correct because, and they do 25 years out.
Right.
25. It's crazy.
Yeah,
basic standard pretty much, if we being honest.
I mean, hey.
There was something else in here that I was like, in the article that I was like, that's... So Estee Lauder Companies is suing Malone for alleged breach of contract. They said trademark infringement and passing off, a concept in English law that relates to the misleading consumers into believing goods or services are connected to another business. The dispute centers on a perfume collaboration launched last year, Malone's newer brand, Jo Loves, and Zara. The packaging for the fragrance includes the wording, "A creation by Jo Malone, CBE, founder of Jo Loves." It is the appearance of Jo Malone on the Zara packaging that has prompted this lawsuit, which was filed later this past Wednesday. Miss Malone said the brand sold the brand, obviously, and so a lot of people were talking about it. She was compensated a part of this agreement. And for many years, she abided by its terms. And I guess like now that she decided to open another venture, this is kind of where things are starting to get murky in this new venture, basically. And they said they like respect her right to pursue new opportunities, but legally binding contractual obligations cannot be disregarded. And when those terms are breached, we will protect the brand that we invested in and built over decades. What are your thoughts as a branding expert here?
I mean, honestly, it goes back to, yeah, guys, I don't know about the whole naming stuff.
Oh, she lives in Dubai. I wonder if she had to evacuate.
Yeah.
After the non-compete clause attached to the sale of her business expired in 2011, she launched a new fragrance brand, Jo Loves. Damn. She sold in 1999. They had a non-compete until 2011.
I feel like the lesson is just honestly don't use your name. Honestly, while we're on that, I have been seeing a lot of like entrepreneurs, especially the fashion girlies, doing exactly that. I think to them it symbolizes like it's like mimicking of a fashion house in a way. But it's like, guys, the fashion houses,
they started hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, like
there's a reason Yves Saint Laurent, all those people. I mean, but even then, like, I wonder, even in those cases, like, are their families set up with that? Because you got to think too, over time, people get screwed over all the time.
Yeah, I mean, and
sold and all kinds of things. So
yeah, I just feel like know what you're doing, honestly. Because yeah, imagine people telling you can't work, but you're not paying me either. Like I've kind of already got my lump sum, whatever the amount is, or however. And it's like I just have to sit here and be idle. Like never give too many. And when you think about that too, it's like you're handing over your property. And that is your whole being. Your name is your whole being at this point. Like when people steal our identity, it's a big ass deal. And so I feel like you could just imagine it kind of like that. Also, I'll say that when things dissolve, like even when I figured out that I was going to name my stuff, like I knew that I did not want a buy blah, blah, blah in it. Like how people did, I don't, you can do, like, if you got clout, then maybe add it. You could just add or tack that on. But, like, in the legal stuff, because you got to remember, marketing, you can always kind of, like how Fenty by Rihanna, da-da-da. You know what I'm saying?
correct.
But
it's her last name, too.
On that paper, it's just, you know what I'm saying?
But I think it's easier with the last name. I think you get away with a little bit more when you have just...
Easier with it's whichever name that you are identifying as. She could not do Rihanna because Rihanna is its own brand and its own damn thing. But I can use my brand to funnel over into this other one. Guess what? They really don't. So because you got to think about it. Yeah, we know her whole name is Rihanna Fenty, right? But you got to she's not marketed as that. That's an extra thing that you have to go and look up for you to know. So yeah, in her head, I can just go by Fenty because people don't really, or I could just name Fenty because people don't see me as that. It's whatever you're going by. So when y'all are also branding yourself out from the ground up and building, and then also identifying something or a product as your name, that means if at any point you decide to do some personal, your name trending, your name, da-da-da, whatever.
Clipped,
that is now immediately attached to your brand, like your clothing, your the attire, the products, whatever you got. You will get away with some things, and we see that every time with big scandals or big brands. There will be a specific scapegoat, low key sometimes, photographer, creative officer, or marketing, someone, you know what I'm saying, they'll throw underneath the bus. But ultimately, like, the brand still continues because some people might not know that story, right? I mean,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like, granted, if it's with a certain company or a fashion house or whatever, we're gonna know it off the fact of like Gucci, da da da, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, like, they do more
After
marketing, right? They get it
correct.
out
Yeah.
of your brain. Like, so, and it's like y'all are not powerhouses like that yet. Like, not saying
No.
you can't, but I do feel like when you're building, you're
But
liable
you
to
said
like
you
fuck
said that
up.
last week though. I feel like, or maybe it was like an offline conversation where you were talking about like a lot of the girlies who have like the internet clout or notoriety of just being like a bad bitch are
Mhm.
using their bad bitchinisms to launch their brands
Yeah.
essentially.
Or launch a brand that actually like resonates with them, not a cash grab. Like, when the I don't understand, because everybody has their niche interests, right? For the most part, like,
Right.
yeah, we might have intersections, blah blah blah, but like, there's something that really could resonate with you, and I do feel like sometimes it's just like the typical stuff, like, for everybody, and it's like, respectfully, like, I don't. Okay. And also, like, when, yeah, y'all are not using anything else, it's just like, well, you're not gonna look like that forever, so, or you're gonna be subject to always looking like that, which is why we see the surgeries, the da da da. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
whatever is creating the longevity in y'all's head, or whatever you've provided as the thing that now you have to keep up and maintain. And I feel like it's depending on what the hell you selling, it's gonna be a lot to maintain. And yeah, it's really as simple as that, business mind wise, branding wise, if I'm being honest.
No, I agree. I think, boy, shout out to Miss Jo Malone. I hope you figured that out. Because that sucks, especially when you just, your other brand is getting legs in regards to a collaboration like that with Zara. That's a pretty big deal. So clearly, she has the potential as someone to create a staple of a brand. Because I've also noticed here recently a lot of the influencers being past the torch of some luxurious spaces, right? So the Estee Lauder dinners, the Jo
Mm,
Malones, there's a lot of these brands are using that as a way to stay like relevant and evolve essentially, which I'm not mad at. But I've noticed
yeah.
Jo Malone has done that, and I peeped a while back though when I saw the Joe Love stuff kind of becoming like a craze between the girlies. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, this must be like a subsidiary or something, but I didn't know that she had already sold the company some ages ago,
Right.
like that long ago. Like 1999 is how long has the? I mean, she's 62, so
I
shout out to
mean,
her. Shawty can really build a business, can't she?
and that's one thing that you can, that's probably, I'll say, as to why people probably don't care, you know what I'm saying, or willing to take that risk. It's like, I'll make something else. Like, when also video yourself, probably you don't give a damn. But I know, for some, it's a little risky. But yeah, I mean, shout out her. Hopefully
Yeah.
and everything works out in the end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Quick little another tab. Did you see this clip of Cuba Gooding Jr.'s brother, Mark Gooding? And
I seen it and kept scrolling. Did you listen to it?
I did. It's actually not bad. It's not bad. I think if anything, I hope this gets him cast on something because it reminded me of like how funny he is. Could see him in some things if he moved correctly or whatever. But he was just touching on something, and I thought it was funny. So I was like, I would play a portion of the clip because it's like a minute and 35 minutes, 35 seconds, excuse me. But he was talking about how, and I was gonna pose the question to you because you have siblings, obviously, but and you're an older sibling. I was gonna ask you like if you became famous and one of your siblings did ride your coattails up, or you guys were in the same industry, would you still move like an older sibling in public, or would you keep that behind closed doors? Like, or what if they became more popular than you? Like, what's your take on that? I guess.
I don't think I would have an issue about anybody being more popular than me, as long as you're not trying to do that. Like, I'm a Solange bitch. Like, don't do the whole like Beyonce sister. Like, stop. Don't do that. Like, but let our have our own names. But as far as like moving as a big, I think I'm always move as a. I don't know what you mean by it. Like, I mean, yeah, probably.
Well, he just touched on something about like, I guess basically like he called his brother and it turned into like a sibling moment of like, nigga, I'll beat your ass. And so I was just like, I wonder, because right when we start to get into fame and notoriety and careers, everybody's paths are different. You just said, right, there's the
I feel like that's
Solanges.
disrespectful though. So like, I don't always move like a sibling, but I ain't gonna be like that was in front of people. Or he said that like on the side. Was that in front of like?
Nah, he's like recounting the story because he said they have like a love-hate relationship, essentially. And I think Cuba also deals with some mental issues as well. I think we've
Right.
come to understand that historically. But he was basically alluded to how his brother actually went to bat for him in regards to something and was able to show him, like, tell him, like, hey, that's not one, you're owed more than that. And then that's not also how that's supposed to go. But then there was like another like scenario within this whole experience where he was just like, they're men. Men have egos and they do that thing where they pull their penises out and say, much bigger. And
I'm
so
crying.
I think it was a mixture of that basically. And so I'm an only child. I won't have to necessarily deal with that. So it's always very curious to me when you see like siblings in the industries and like business gets involved, right? They say all the time, like, friends and family and business sometimes can be very tricky waters to navigate. And so I'm always curious what siblings or people who make it into fame and navigating that. It's a very interesting thing for me because
I'm
yeah.
I just feel like fame is gonna always highlight whatever's actually going on. So like
Right. Right.
like what I feel like for me and my siblings, like who I only see one person being a problem. So like, yeah.
Middle or young?
What you mean?
Like
I
person
say
one.
all my siblings. All my siblings.
Oh, okay. That's yeah. I mean, hey,
And not necessarily like a problem, but like as far as a moment like that,
his mouth.
like the I'll beat your ass or da da da, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Y'all are very spicy, so I could see how y'all could
Yeah.
probably.
But
Yeah,
like
I don't think he would go to like the blogs or nothing though.
no,
I don't think
no.
none of your
But
siblings
I
would ever
think
do that.
like
I would hope
moment,
none of
yeah, I was
mine
about to say, but
would.
some moments
If
like
y'all was
that's why I say
beefing,
like
yeah,
that type of that feels like disrespect or that conniving type. Like I don't think that's not I think here in general, so it wouldn't be highlighted. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's why I
no,
say like my quote unquote problem at best would probably be like, yeah, I know probably what all of my siblings would do. So that's another thing.
do
Like
you
what
think
all
they
of
would
them.
also like speak up? Probably like in moments where we always be like, bro, just shh, and then you get people around them starting to speak up, and it's like you're not helping.
What you mean like
Do you
people
think
stepping in?
anybody? Well, I mean, like, say they're attacking you, right? Say it's a moment where you're possibly being canceled, or there's negative backlash about something,
Or
and
them
they want to
speaking up
come, yeah,
like
like want to come in your defense.
yeah, I could definitely funny enough, I said I know like what each one excuse me, what each person's thing would be, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I could definitely see like, yeah, all of them kind of coming to my bat. Yeah.
And you having to
I just
like
don't see
having
certain
to
stuff being
handle it,
said.
like you having to handle it, like being like, bro, I appreciate it, but like, shh.
In a way, no, though.
No, you
I
would
can
never tell
see,
them to be quiet.
I think they would know like the right amount. In a way.
Because I mean, depending on what it is, what the backlash is for, and how much
Yeah, how much like how
vitriol is,
vitriol, yeah,
yeah,
it
yeah,
gets like, yeah.
is pointed at you. I could see them like, or again, and once people know who your siblings are and that sort of thing, or association, or whatever, like I think then people then have to deal with backlash on their pages, and so yeah, I don't know.
Boy, I
You said,
think, boy,
I already
I
know
can
what you
see
about to
both of
say.
my sisters being like, I don't even give a damn, like, and people don't like even know you. Like, I can see folks being, you know how Nick's sister was responding to people?
Yeah,
That's Dalen.
facts. Okay.
That makes any sense. I actually hate that I low key said her name, but on here, but
If you hear this, please edit that out
yeah,
or bleep it out if you can,
yeah,
please,
please.
and bleep this out as well. But yes, that's
But
fair.
yeah,
That's a fair. I mean, that's a fair assessment. I don't know. I always think about it like I think it'd be fun, like to be two stars on our meteoric rise and in our own lanes and stuff. But I think it's kind of the similar thing of what we were talking about, like with the Trim and Nicki thing. Like you're always going to be compared. I think the only
oh
people who
yeah,
I haven't seen have that issue are probably like Phineas and Billy, and I think that's because they do the same but different things. She's front facing, he's more back end, but he is still I want to say allowed to be front end, but like he's brought in the conversation because he is a large part of her creative process. Do you know what I'm talking about? Billie Eilish and her brother?
Yes.
Okay. Phineas. I figured you when I said them names, you were like Billy and Phineas. Who?
No, I actually know who that is for real. So like, yeah, but he's like background type.
Yeah, like he's more productions.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe that's why we don't get the comparisons a lot. But I do feel like they
Yeah, I don't feel like no, I can't say that. I was gonna say it would probably be a setup like that. Like we're not in the same industries for real. So that always I think assists. But sometimes you are like a Beyonce Solange, and it's like, oh. But regardless, I feel like if the outside world respects us as individuals, like I don't think
it'll be a easy peasy breezy beautiful cover girl type situation.
Type.
I would agree. So I think it's I don't know. I think it's a beautiful thing, but I also think like what you said. If there are familial things that were already there in the background, then it's like
it's gonna heighten it.
Yeah.
So if y'all already got into it a little bit, y'all probably gonna get into it a little bit more.
And that's exactly what's gonna happen. Well, hey, best wishes to y'all because I won't have those problems in child life. Only a thug over here. Me, myself, and I. I didn't really have much else, friends. I was gonna wrap this up. Do you have a be looking for real for us this week?
Be so fucking for real, bro. You already know we about to see everybody and their mama at the Zach Fox concert. You already know. I feel like the Zach is about to be deep as hell.
Yeah, no. But we've already seen him, so like kind of needs to be in the cut. Bitch has already been here before.
Ultimately, I feel like I'm like, ooh, bubbly. Like this is, spring is starting. The energy is building.
Tornado season.
So right, we just had one of those warnings. But yeah, that's my be so very light one, very, very chill. It's not been nothing going on for me. I feel like to where I'm like gotta call people out or anything. Thank goodness, Lord, continue to protect me.
No, exactly. I guess my looking for real is for the folks out there who are watching the news, are currently scrolling, and they're being bombarded with a lot of information. I think we can become desensitized and forget there are things afoot. Be fucking for real. Vote locally in your local municipalities. Go to council meetings in your cities and towns. Become involved and just become at least knowledgeable in that sense so that you do know what you have control over. And I feel like with the current state of things in the world, one thing that you can control is a little bit of local politics. So midterms are coming up. They're clearly doing voter suppression tactics. You guys have to be, on your up and up if we want to make it through these next couple of years. So yeah, do y'all big ones. It makes a difference. I know a lot of people say like, oh, it doesn't matter. My vote doesn't matter. It does. That's the indoctrination that they want you to believe that it doesn't. So be so fucking for real. You can be unaffected emotionally and not let it, I won't even say unaffected. You can allow it to be aware. You can be aware of what's going on and not let it affect your mental state. And so I understand a lot of people sometimes don't have the fortitude to do that. Put the phone down. Step one. Start there. Be fucking for real. Put the phone down. Go out and talk to your loved ones, right? I think a lot of people be like, oh my God, the world is burning. But it's like, okay, well then what are the things that you care about in this world? And if you don't have them, go find them. I'm sure there's a dog on the side of the road who'll be happy to have a home. So yeah, find things, remember the things that you cherish, hang out with your loved ones. Me and Danique are outside all summer 2026 is big, better, and bold. We out. And I hope you guys stay tuned. So yeah, that's all I got.
Well,
cue the outro music.
Right.
Hey, it's funny because I'm singing outro music from another podcast, but in my head, that's not the point. We'll be back. See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.